Hey, yes, I'm live. Hey, y'all. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet lady, don't na 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 na. I got a hot rod horn and $2 bill, and I was hot right over the hill. Hey, you're looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Whew, hey, free ready. Oh, yeah. All right, well, I don't know about that. That's hey, good looking. What you got cooking? That's a 1951. What's that called? He's not a stalker. He's not a predator. That guy. He's a he's on the prowl. He's a prowler. Hey, good evening. This is the nosho for this evening. Let's do the math here. Last Sunday was Cinco de Mayo. That means next Sunday will be the 12th, which means today's the 9th. Today is the 9th. Good evening. This is the No Show for the 9th of May, 2024. I'm Ethan Hirschenfeld in Brooklyn, New York. I'm Ethan Hirschenfeld. This is Brooklyn, New York. This is the No Show. It happens every night. Thank you for joining. I always start the show with a song. I always start at 9. Today I started a little bit late, and I didn't really, I don't know. I didn't, Hey Good Looking really wasn't, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling Hey Good Looking. Hey Leslie. Hey Nancy. Hey Kathy. Hey Blue Lady. Hey Neuro Giza. And hey Dawn. I got allergies. That's what I got going on. I did the spritz. I did the pill. I did the prayer. I did the meditation. I did the manifesting. I did the steam. I did the smoke. I did the what else did I do? I did the stand on my head. No, no napping. There's no napping, Leslie. I mean, there was a nap earlier, but no, this just hit me. Hey, Sam, how you doing? My cousin just tuned in. Nice to see you. Hey. Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club. Got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, but nevertheless, but nevertheless, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Okay. Um, Neti pots. Yes, a neti pot. I love that thing. Who doesn't love taking a little genie lamp, filling it with water, maybe a little bit of salt, and then pouring the genie right up your schnoz, and then letting the genie then flow out of your other nostril. And then you can do it the other way around. This reminds me of the thing you were talking about on your show today this morning, David. The worm in Bobby Kennedy's brain, the neti pot. I mean, people think that you could have gotten that worm in your head from eating raw pork. You could also get it if you happen to have a worm in your neti pot, and then you poured that worm with the genie. Yeah, the neti pot looks like a genie bottle. I love that thing. A genie lamp. Yeah. Dad. Okay, we're getting nasal advice. Only use distilled water. Well, yeah. Or Pepsi. It's really exhilarating. If you pour Pepsi, don't do this. I'm not dispensing medical advice here. Thought I'd visit the club. Got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. This is someone who's he's very fixated on his ex in this song. This is Duke Ellington and Bob Russell. Duke Ellington and the six-time NBA championship winning center for the Boston Celtics, Bob Russell. A lot of people don't know that Bob Russell and Kevin McHale, when they were in the locker room, they liked to write tunes together. It's just something they did. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. I think what he means is, we hear a lot of poetic hyperbole in the lyrics of these songs, where people say they can't live without you, exaggeration. This is the opposite. This is, he's understating it. He's understating. He says, don't get around much anymore. It's not that he doesn't get around much. He doesn't get around at all. He's become a shut-in. He's become a total shut-in, this guy. Thought I'd visit the club. Oh, the summer wind. That is the summer wind, because, summer comes around and then the food trucks come out. So you end up eating a lot more burritos. And then the more burritos you eat, you get the summer wind. The summer wind. Remember Mark Russell? Oh yeah, who was Mark Russell? He was like a media thing. Thank you, Kathy, for the song suggestion. Big Joe Turner. Oh, shake, rattle, and roll. Oh, that's really good. That's like the rock and roll. That's like one of those, I guess, early 50s rock and roll things, like Rock Around the Clock or whatever. Anyway, I'm congested, but not detested. Hopefully. Not molested. Not ingested. Just congested. Not a big deal. All right. There's a thing I want to talk about tonight. I want to get into it. It's about this show. This show, which is the Nosho. Welcome to the Nosho. I want to thank you for watching the Nosho and listening. Both, either. Thank you for your eyes and thank you for your ears. I am Ethan Hirschenfeld here in Brooklyn, New York, where I was born, incidentally. I grew up in the Bronx, but I was born right here in Brooklyn. Um, and I've been back here for very close to 30 years now in Brooklyn. Um, so I started the show, and then I switched a month ago from Instagram to YouTube. Um, oh, Summer Breeze, that's right. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Oh, and the jasmine in my mind. Down, 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 down. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Who's that? Who sings that? Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Oh, Seals and Croft. That's so impressive, Kathy, that you pulled that out of nowhere. Seals and Croft. Wow. Um, oh, I got more. There's more suggestions for the congestion. And Leslie asks, not, am I contested? I might be contested. Um, I'm like an election, contested. There are only two kinds of music. Oh, that's a great quote. Neurogeezer is sharing from Duke Ellington. He says regarding genres, there are only two kinds of music: good, good music and the other kind. That's great. I love that. Karen says, by the way, Karen, thank you for all your amazing song suggestions. Karen says, to relieve congestion, press both fingers above your nostrils. So you mean like right in my eyes? Should I just, that's above my nostrils. So just straight into my, oh, maybe right there on the cheeks. Oh, oh yes. I saw you used Restream. Oh, StreamYard. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard. That's right. Thanks for pointing that out, Sam. Yes. So I'm using this StreamYard where I beam the show into StreamYard, and then it spits out on YouTube and LinkedIn and X. Congestion pricing, very good. Yes, I drive into Midtown and suddenly I can breathe clearly. By the way, when I was working a lot in Italy 20 years ago, they had a thing in Milan where on like Mondays, cars and motorcycles with even numbers at the end of their license plates, if you had an even number, you could go into town on Mondays. And if you had an odd number, evens on one day, odds the other day, etc. So just with a very simple, you didn't need the whole complicated thing of congestion pricing. You just said, okay, you're just not allowed to drive into Midtown if your license ends with ends with an even number on these days of the week. It worked. I mean, you got to take simple measures. So, oh boy. Okay, so what I was talking about right here on this show, I switched it to YouTube, and then the audience has been great. I have to say, thank you very much. I love seeing everybody. I love seeing repeat customers, and well, it's not customers because it's free. It's all free. It's all goodwill. But what happened today was I was disappointed. I saw a comment under the video from yesterday, from the show, saying someone who had been an avid audience member who was here every night and emailed and was commenting, decided he wasn't going to watch the show anymore because he was offended by a joke I posted on a short. I posted a short joke. And there's an ethos these days out there in the world, not just on social media or in comedy, but in the world in general. And the attitude, I think the prevailing winds are, you know what, lighten up. Don't be so sensitive. That seems to be the general, like, why is everyone so sensitive? Don't be so sensitive. And so as the person putting out the joke, the usual response these days would be, well, that's your problem. If you're offended by my joke, that's your problem. But in this case, I completely saw the guy's point. I'll tell you what it was, and then I'll tell you what happened, which was I sent him an apology and I took the video down. Now, I took the video down in part because honestly, on looking at it objectively, I thought this is not a great joke. So if it's not a great joke and it's offending someone or multiple people, definitely I was very happy to take it down. Now, if I thought, oh, this is an amazing joke, it's okay maybe if someone doesn't love it and they take it personally. But this was an easy ethical conundrum to resolve. It was not a Gordian knot. So, S. Blumenstein says, or Blumenstein, thank you, says, I can guess the joke and I thought it was pretty funny. Okay, we posted so many of those short videos, but here was the joke. You know, in the summer here, in the warm months here in the city, the ice cream trucks come out and they do that. I wish I could play it on the ukulele, but they go, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yantari da 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 da, bum bum bum. It's a very annoying, repetitive jingle, which is supposed to elicit a Pavlovian response in the toddlers and tweens so that they rush through traffic to get to the soft serve ice cream truck and ingest that frozen corn syrup. I mean, the whole thing is anathema. It's gross. It's unhealthy. It's part of what's wrong with the world from top to bottom. It's capitalism run amok. It's nutritionally beneath reproach. But anyway, and the music is just loud and repetitive. It could drive you crazy. It's like an earworm that then gets into your brain. Anyhow, so here was my joke. It wasn't much of a joke, but the joke was that if that song had lyrics, my lyrics would be da 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 the melanoma da 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 melanoma. Why? Here I am explaining a joke, which is already a bad sign. But the idea is, when you hear that melody, it means it's summertime, which means the sun is out, which means you gotta protect your skin from the depredations and degradations of those UV rays. So melanoma is a risk. Now, this person was very upset by the joke because they personally, I don't know exactly the details, but either they or someone they loved actually suffered from melanoma, which also, this is something I didn't know. And I'm ashamed, and I want to apologize to not just all dermatologists of the world, but specifically my sister, the dermatologist. And also I have a few friends whose sisters are also dermatologists. I want to apologize to all of the sister dermatologists for me not realizing that melanoma is such a serious thing. Just the word, it sounded to me like it has the word melon in it. Melons are nice. Melanoma. I didn't know. I thought melanoma is like you get a little dot and you get it removed and that's it. But I guess it can be a very serious thing and it can lead to all sorts of terrible things like death. So anyway, I took the thing down. I wrote an apology to this audience member and I said, look, I didn't mean any offense. Oh, by the way, I rephrased my apology. At first I said, I'm sorry you were offended. Now that's a pet peeve of mine, and there I was doing it. You got it when you're apologizing. You have to say, I'm sorry I offended you, or I'm sorry my comment or my joke offended you. You can't say, I'm sorry you were offended, because that, putting it in the passive voice, it takes the responsibility away from you. And the whole idea of an apology is to take responsibility. So I said, I'm sorry that my joke offended you. I didn't mean it. And I hope you can accept my apology. And I meant it from the all the way down in my gut. What else did I say in it? I don't remember what else, but that was the basic idea. So I'm sorry. So I'm putting it out there. Yeah, we all have triggers, Dawn. You're right. And this is one other thing I want to say. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm an overly sensitive person. I'm very sensitive to sounds. I'm very sensitive to slights and insults. You know what I mean? Like I'm just over. I have a hypertrophied sense of indignation. I always have. Like also indignation on other people's behalves. A heightened sense of injustice. It's a it's not a great quality. It can have a good good. It can bear some good fruit, but it can also bear some sour raisins. Anne says a hyper what? Oh, I said a hypertrophied, so an overdeveloped sense of indignation. So just like easily put into that state of what? What did you say? Why would you say that? It's not a great quality. But what it means is I'm also very sensitive to other people being sensitive like that. So I'm sorry. I'm going to put it out there publicly here. I'm sorry to that audience member who was offended by that joke, and it was taken down. I took it. I had my guy Ian, who's been helping me with this stuff. He took it down. So thank you, Ian. Whew. That got me thinking. First of all, let's take a pause in my self-flagellation, to mention the Movement Voter Project. Are you concerned about the apocalypse? Are you concerned about the worldwide demise of democracy? Are you concerned that your rights and your privileges and your freedoms are going to be flushed down the toilet this coming November? If you have any of those concerns, concern yourself with this. The Movement Voter Project, since 19, make up a date, since 19 whatever, has been helping grassroots organizations get people to the polls and educate them and help them vote to expand democracy. Expand democracy. Let's expand it, all right? Movement Voter Project. www dot, write that part down. www, a lot of people forget that. It's 3 W's. No one forgets that. Movement.vote is the URL. Movement.vote. All right. Whew. Time for a stretch. Miss the Saturday dance. Very good point. Dawn says, let's concern ourselves with local elections before the big one this fall. Absolutely. Nancy says, as long as the apocalypse is unavoidable, I'm okay with it. That is a great attitude we should all aspire to. Don't get in an uproar over things that you can't control. Wah, wah, wah. I was sequestered. So the two dogs. So we got the new puppy, who's incredible. B, Brunhilde. So B is she's very big. We were calling her 50 pounds, but that was the old data. She was 67 pounds even when she just arrived on Saturday. So she's probably 70 pounds already. She's going to be a big girl. But when she and Gordamont start romping and tackling each other, it's no joke. It's pretty loud. So I went into the bathroom. That's the one like separate room we have here. So I brought Gornamonts in the bathroom with my ukulele and the book and the video. And honestly, this is what I was doing. I'm going to tell you a little bit, maybe a little too much about what I do or what I did tonight. I was sitting on the bathtub. On the sink was the laptop with the David Feldman show running. And great episode this morning if you didn't catch it. Fantastic episode of the David Feldman show. That was on in the background. Yeah, it was a little bit in the background. And then I was just I played through like dozens of songs, and because the acoustics were really nice in the bathroom, as everyone knows. And I almost played my fingers raw. I don't know what was happening. I really just got in a groove. Feldman says if women vote in Wisconsin, Biden wins. I love it. Okay. Women in Wisconsin, vote. Hey, what's up, women of Wisconsin? Hey, ladies. Hey, Wisconsin ladies. Is that helping? I don't think that's helping. I was trying to be seductive to the ladies of Wisconsin. Maybe that would backfire. I'm going to leave that alone. On the lighter side, Neurogeezer says, after accusing Biden of everything which he himself is guilty, Trump is accusing Biden. Yes, that famous quote where Trump said that Biden was going to get us into World War II. That was one of his famous mental glitches recently. Repetu, that was the other really weird one, where he says, the Saudis, repetu, the Saudis, repetu, Look that one up. He's not doing well cognitively. All right. Another song is coming up. I can feel it. Here's a one. Here's a one that I did back. Look for the silver lining whene'er a cloud appears in the blue. Remember somewhere the sun is shining, and so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. Gornamuts, do you want to come up here? Oh, wait. Gornamuts, do you want to come up here? Come on, come on. Step up and say hi. Oh, boy, here comes the big doggy. Gornamuts, come on. Hey, Bee, do you want to come say hi? Oh, the puppy might be making her debut. She might be making her. Do you want to come up here? You want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Come here, Bee. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up here. I can introduce you to the audience. Hello. Oh, there she is. Oh, there you go. There's the big puppy. There she is. You can see she's XL. She's XL. There she is. Oh, yes. Good doggy. There's the puppy. Meet the puppy. Oh, look for the silver lining. Good girl. Whoa, I was afraid she was going to knock over the whole thing. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, she's a beautiful dog. Oh my God. Wow. Oh. Yes, she's her reading skills are very good. She read everything that you just wrote. I'll translate it for her. The way she talks, she goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. She actually makes that sound. It's really something. And yes, Karen, she is a lap dog. We had our former, our former Great Dane mix, the Dober Dane, would love to climb up and get on the lap. So that's a thing. Okay, look for the silver lining. You know, it's actually a great message. Look for the silver lining. Because if there's a silver lining on it, it could be valuable and you could, get a few dollars for it. If it's not a silver lining, yes, a puppy, Leslie. A beautiful puppy. Yes, agreed. Long ago and far away, I dreamed a dream one day, and now that dream is here beside me. Just one look and then I knew. I think I changed keys. That all I longed for long ago was you. That's a different song. I think that follows the song "Look for the Silver Lining" on the Chet Baker Sings album, and that's why it popped in mind. Long ago and far away, I dreamed a dream one day, and now the dream is here beside me. Okay. I think I have some coffee in here I've forgotten to drink. Oh, yeah. Molto bene. Molto bene. All right. I know I sang this the other night, but I really love singing it just because it's got that country sound. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Does she require extra walks? Karen asks. Yes. We take her out every 2 hours during the day. And so she's had very few accidents in the last 48 hours. She started to get the hang of it. Catherine Kerr says her dad wears breath strips at night. Yeah, those things that pull your nostrils open. Those are great. In fact, I wore those 12 years ago when I did a triathlon, because doing those long events, and it helps with like just airflow. Those things are amazing. Those the Breathe Right strips. Oh, Leslie, your family had a great day, and that's amazing. Yeah, the lapdog. It's so pleasant to have that giant beast just crawl on top of you. I have to say, there's nothing like it. Last Saturday night, I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife are parted. I'm gonna take another walk downtown. What's up, Snicks? Nice to see you. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in the town. Sometimes I have a great notion to jump in the river and drown. I don't know why. I just find that amusing. The way he says it. I have a great notion. Sometimes I have a great notion to jump into the river and drown. Oh, your dad used to sing this song. That's amazing. I had never heard it till I saw it in this book, I don't think. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Last verse. Stop rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Sit down by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. All right, good night, Irene. Whoever you are and wherever you are. Irene. I knew an Irene when I was a kid. On the corner in our neighborhood in the Bronx. I grew up on this block. Most of the families were Italian. They were Neapolitan. Then there was two Jewish families. That was us and another family. There was one Irish family, the Kellys, and then there was on the corner an Iranian, like a Persian family, and the daughters were named. One of the daughters' name was Irene, so I grew up with. That's who Irene. You know when you're a kid, and you know someone with a certain name, that becomes the meaning and the identity of that name. It's a funny thing. Later on in life, you come to realize that a lot of people share that name. But there's that thing with the first person. Like there was a Ruthie who was like a babysitter when I was a kid. That name, Ruthie, to me is just that person. Anyway. I'll be loving you always with a love that's true always. When the things you've planned need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. I mean, always. Not just for an hour, not just for an hour, not just for a day, not just for a year, but always. Yeah, I just, I don't know why. I had that Irene twangy voice in my mind. I have the original key that's written here, and then I wrote my transposition over it, and there, sometimes I get stuck in between the two of them. That's a mess. I'll be here at 9 always. Every night at 9 always. When you're out of wine, feeling like a time, blah-da-dee-da fine, always, always. Days may not be fair, always. That's when I'll be there, always. Not just for an hour, not just for a day. Every night at 9, yes, always. Oof. Thank you, Neurogeezer. That is generous. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the No Show for Thursday, the 9th of May, 2024. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Sleep well, sweet dreams, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you in my dreams.